What is up guys, Gary here. Today we are talking about the Dracast LED3000 Silq light. So first and foremost, I'd like to say anything mentioned here in this video is going to be down in the link below, so feel free to check that out. Let me know down below in the comment section if you prefer buying an LED panel or if you would consider something with a dome like the Aperture 120D. So first off, we have the price point. The price point of this light is going to start off at $9.99. If you actually scout out a deal, I think right now you can get this bi-colored light for about $4.99. Let me tell you what I like about this light. First of all, this light is very powerful, hence the 3000. This light is very powerful, and this is actually what I'm using as a key to light this video right now, and is lighting the current setup, opposed to the other lights going on. We have our RGB light lighting up the background, we have the aperture light that's giving that yellow accent, and then we have this Dracast Silq light lighting the key part of my face, and that is what's lighting this scene right now. So the Dracast light is a really nice light. I really like it. It's very soft, and right out of the box it is completely diffused. When you turn it on, it's very powerful. You don't expect the strength of this light. What this light comes with is the light itself, the carrying pouch. You have the power cable, which is a big brick and has a fan itself and cools itself down, which we'll speak about later in this video. We also have a remote that comes with this light, and that comes in very handy. First off, this light is a bi-color light, which means it goes from 56,000 Kelvin all the way to 32,000 Kelvin, I believe. So it goes from cold to warm. It goes really down to really warm and really up to really cold. Right now, this current light, just to give you a perspective, this light is at 10%, and it does not go lower than 10%. 10% is actually its minimum, and it goes on from 10%, it goes up by single digit increments all the way to 100%, which is a very bright and powerful light. So right now this light is actually at 55,000 Kelvin, and it's giving me just nice, even slightly yellowish tone, and that actually makes up for the blue lights in the background. The light itself actually has 3 buttons for color temperatures that you can assign, which is really helpful for 2 reasons. Let's say you're filming this by yourself like I am. The 4 buttons that are assigned are actually perfect because it gives you the coolest temperature, it gives you the warmest temperature, and it gives you the 2 in the middle, which is great. I'll be honest, that's a great thing, first of all, for beginners, and in general, just to be able to touch a single button and to be able to get that color temperature just dialed in and ready to go. One dial is for the intensity of the light. You can dial it all the way up and you can dial it all the way down. It is very easy and it seems very nicely built. The next dial we have is going to be our color temperature dial, and with the dial you can, like I said, rotate it all the way up and rotate it all the way down, and that is very helpful for times when you just quickly need to set it up and then just sit down and start filming yourself. You have 2 DMX ports in the back. You have a DC charging port in the back that you plug in your DC outlet. You have a designated on and off switch for the fans. So let me talk a little bit about that. The fans, when you are filming with this light, there are 4 fans actually in the panel of the light, and that cools down the light because it is a very strong and very powerful light source. It needs designated fans to be able to cool it down right away. And not only that, the power strip itself, the power block, actually has a fan built into itself. Because it is a 300 watt power brick, it is actually transferring electricity at a very high rate, and it needs a designated fan to be able to cool that down. Now you have an option on the panel itself to be able to turn off the fans that are actually on the panel itself, which is very helpful because the noise from the fan can actually interfere with audio coming out from a microphone, which is very, very, very bad when you're doing, let's say, an interview or you're filming a scene and you need to nail audio. If you check up reviews for this item, you'll actually see that a lot of people are complaining about the fans that come off of this panel. There's a switch designated just for that, so you are able to turn that off, which is very, very useful for this type of panel. Another thing to note is that the power brick that has the fan does not have the option to turn off the fan, and that is understandable as it is a hazard. The next thing we have on the panel is to switch between the different modes. You can choose to control this light panel from a remote, and the remote is actually a great addition to this light panel. Like myself, I use this remote all the time because I already have this panel set up. All I need to do is actually sit down, grab my remote in my hand, and then just switch it on and switch it off. And since I'm actually running this light in a tight space, which I use for my YouTube channel, it is very hard for me to constantly reach to the back of the panel. So this remote actually comes in very handy. With this single remote, you are able to control 12 Dracast lights, which is very convenient for cinematic setups where you have a key light, a fill light, and a hair light. That's 3 lights right there. So with one remote, you are actually able to switch back and forth. And let's say you are a single recorder where you're just recording by yourself and you have no additional help, like myself, you are actually able to use that one remote and stay seated after you position yourself in front of the camera while you have the perfect angle. You're actually able to control the different lighting and be able to set up the scene according to your preference using this lighting, which is tremendous. This light panel comes with 3,000 LEDs into them. These LEDs have a lifespan of 50,000 hours depending on your use. That could average from 6 years to 10 years of use depending how you use them. A big question that people ask when ordering this light is whether or not the barn doors come with this light or not. Barn doors are doors that attach to a light that enable you to be able to control a light. It gives the light direction and it kind of bends and shapes the light to your liking. Like for example, the barn doors are actually a little bit shut right now so that I'm able to get this dark background. As you can tell how the light is actually not hitting the background, it's just directly hitting my face. And as you see my hand light up, and then as I go a little bit further, it is actually blocked off right now. So the reason I got this light is because it fits perfectly in my YouTube space, which is very small because I am a starting YouTuber, and this panel light fits just in the corner of my space. Something like the Aperture 120D is very big because you require a dome to be able to use it, and the dome is just very hard to fit in a corner. This is perfect because I could set it up, and with the remote that it comes with, I just turn it on. I want to be able to turn on a light panel and get my video going. I don't want to set up a dome every single time because I don't have enough space to keep the dome open. I would have to break it down and open it back up. Another feature this light comes with is the added benefit of not only being able to mount the neck on a light stand, but also you can mount the light stand to the side, which gives you more range of motion to be able to tilt the head of the LED upward or downward, which is very beneficial for people trying to get that really nice Rembrandt light. Overall, I would rate this light maybe 3.5 out of 5 stars because there are some downsides to this light. That being the fact that the plug has a fan in it, and the fan runs really loud to the point where it could actually blow out your audio, and that can hurt you tremendously. And I for one have had times where audio is blown out, especially when I have the light at anything more than 20% for more than 5 minutes. The fan just starts blowing. There is a workaround for this, which I have found. You could just put something on top of the brick and it will actually muffle and cancel the sound out, and you won't hear it on your microphone. All in all, guys, this is a tremendous light. I hope I was able to answer your questions. I was looking all over YouTube trying to find a video on this light. I could not find it, so this is first ever video for this light. If you guys found this information useful, please do me a favor and hit the like button. That would tremendously help me with the YouTube algorithm. Please consider subscribing if you like my content, and hit that little notification bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. And let me know down below in the comment section if you prefer buying an LED panel or if you would consider something with a dome like the Aperture 120D. Alright guys, this is Gary signing out. See you guys in the next video.